It all starts with a dream, but a dream without action is just a wish. You've got to be willing to sacrifice, to struggle, to fight for something greater than yourself. When you have a higher purpose, you don't just chase success, you chase significance. You put in the work, you push past the pain, and you keep going when others stop. It all starts with a dream, but a dream alone is not enough. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to hand them a golden ticket, but waiting never built anything great. If you want to live with a higher purpose, you have to stop waiting and start working. Dream big, but work bigger. Having a vision is the first step, but the real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the effort they put in. Purpose isn't just about wanting something, it's about committing to it. It's about being willing to sacrifice for it. You have to be ready to push through exhaustion, through doubt, through every obstacle that tries to stand in your way. The truth is, when you're chasing something greater than yourself, it's not going to be easy. It's going to require long nights, early mornings, and moments of struggle where you feel like giving up. You'll face setbacks, you'll experience failure, but that's the price of greatness. The people who leave a lasting impact on the world aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who kept moving forward when everything seemed to be working against them. Purpose demands perseverance. It demands that you get up when you've been knocked down. It demands that you keep moving when you feel stuck. The journey is not about instant results. It's about consistency. Too often people quit because they don't see progress fast enough. They think their effort isn't paying off. But what they don't realize is that every single step they take, every drop of sweat, every late night, every early morning, is building something. Progress doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it's quiet, slow, and invisible, until one day everything you worked for starts to take shape. If you want to live with a higher purpose, you have to be willing to do the work when no one is watching. Anyone can put in effort when the spotlight is on them, when the world is cheering them on, but what separates the great from the average is what happens in the unseen moments. The sacrifices made in silence, the discipline maintained when no applause is given. That's where true purpose is forged. You can't just talk about it. You can't just dream about it. You have to work for it. You have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to embrace the process, even when it's uncomfortable. Because purpose isn't about comfort, it's about commitment. And when you commit to something greater than yourself, when you dedicate your energy, your time, and your heart to something meaningful, that's when you begin to transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. So don't just dream big, work bigger. Because dreams without action are just empty wishes, and you were made for more than that. Fear is the greatest thief of destiny. It sneaks in, whispering doubt, convincing you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you might fail. It keeps people stuck, living small, settling for less than what they were created for. But fear is a liar. It has no real power, unless you give it power. The only way to break free from it is to replace it with something stronger: faith. Faith is the belief in things you cannot see, the trust that even when the road is unclear, there is a way forward. It is knowing deep in your soul that your purpose is greater than your fear. It doesn't mean you won't feel afraid. It means you won't let fear control you. Living with faith means stepping forward even when you don't have all the answers. It means trusting that your struggles have meaning, that your challenges are shaping you, that every closed door is guiding you toward the right one. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, moments when you feel like quitting, when you wonder if all the effort is worth it. That's when you have a choice: let fear win or lean into faith. Fear will tell you to turn back, to stay where it's safe. Faith will tell you to take one more step. Fear will remind you of every time you've failed. Faith will remind you of every time you got back up. You weren't given a purpose just to let fear stop you from walking in it. The path may not always be clear, but clarity comes through movement. You can't wait until you feel 100% ready, because you never will. The right time is now. The moment you decide to trust, to believe, to step forward despite the fear, that's when doors start to open. That's when things start to shift. That's when your life begins to align with the higher purpose you were created for. Fear thrives on hesitation, on delay, on overthinking. But faith thrives on action. It doesn't require you to know exactly how things will work out. It only requires you to move, one step, one decision, one act of courage at a time. The more you move in faith, the smaller fear becomes. The more you push forward, the weaker doubt's voice gets. Every person who has ever done something great has had to make this choice: faith or fear. Those who let fear win stay stuck. Those who choose faith change their lives. They keep going even when they're scared. They trust that every setback has a purpose. They refuse to let fear write their story. So when fear shows up, and it will, don't run from it. Face it, acknowledge it, and then make the decision that it will not control you. Because fear might be loud, but faith is stronger. And when you live by faith, nothing can stop you from walking in your purpose. Life is not about what you can take. It's about what you can give. Too often people chase success as if it's something they can own, something they can keep all to themselves. They measure their worth by the size of their bank account, the titles they hold, the recognition they receive. But real success, the kind that lasts, is not about accumulation. It's about contribution. It's about how many lives you touch, how much you lift others, how much of yourself you give to something greater than you. When you live with a higher purpose, your mindset shifts. You stop asking, what can I get, and start asking, what can I give? That's where true fulfillment is found. The world is full of people trying to climb their way to the top, stepping over others to get there. But the ones who leave a legacy are the ones who stop climbing for themselves and start reaching back to pull others up with them. There is no purpose without service. You were not put on this earth just to exist, just to survive, just to collect things and then leave them behind. You were put here to make a difference, and that difference doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It starts with simple acts. Choosing kindness when you could choose indifference, offering encouragement when someone is struggling, using your gifts not just for your benefit but to inspire and uplift those around you. People often think that serving others means sacrificing their own dreams, that giving means losing. But the truth is, the more you give, the more you grow. The more you pour into others, the more your own life is filled. Giving is not about losing, it's about gaining something deeper than success, significance. There will always be people who believe that serving is a sign of weakness, that power comes from standing above others, but real power comes from lifting others up. It takes strength to put others before yourself. It takes courage to care in a world that tells you to only look out for yourself. But the people who make a lasting impact are the ones who dare to serve, who choose to make their purpose bigger than their own ambitions. And service is not just about what you do, it's about how you live. It's about seeing people, truly seeing them, and recognizing that every interaction is an opportunity to make a difference. It's about choosing integrity, leading with love, and standing for something beyond yourself. At the end of your life, you won't be remembered for what you owned, for the money you made, or the things you achieved for yourself. You will be remembered for the lives you touched, for the people you helped, for the good you put into the world. Because when you live with a higher purpose, your success is not measured by what you get, it's measured by what you give. You will fail, not once, not twice, but over and over again. And that's not a bad thing. It's necessary. Failure is not the end of the road, it's part of the journey. It is the refining fire that shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for the purpose you were meant to fulfill. Too many people fear failure as if it defines them, as if it's a sign they aren't good enough. But failure is not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. Every great person who has ever achieved something meaningful has failed. Not just small failures, but major setbacks, heartbreaks, and disappointments. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or connections. It's their ability to use failure as fuel, to learn from it, to grow from it, and to refuse to let it break them. When you fail, you have two choices. You can let it define you, or you can let it develop you. The people who never reach their full potential are the ones who take failure personally. They believe it means they aren't capable, that they aren't meant for greatness. But those who live with purpose understand that failure is not a reflection of who you are, it's just a lesson on the way to who you're becoming. Failure is feedback. It shows you what didn't work, what needs to change, what you need to improve. It humbles you, reminding you that growth is a process, and if you're willing to learn from it, to adjust, to get back up and keep going, then failure becomes the very thing that pushes you towards success. Too many people quit too soon. They hit one roadblock, one rejection, one disappointment, and they walk away from their dreams. But success is not about never failing, it's about never giving up. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who keep going when others stop. They understand that every failure carries a lesson, that every setback is temporary, and that persistence is more powerful than perfection. Think about it. Every time you failed and got back up, you became stronger. Every time you faced rejection but kept moving forward, you proved to yourself that you have what it takes. Every moment of struggle, every loss, every disappointment, it was all shaping you, preparing you, making you into the person who can handle the success that's coming. Because success without struggle is empty. Purpose without perseverance is weak. The hard times, the failures, the lessons, They're what give meaning to your victories. So don't fear failure, expect it, embrace it, learn from it, and most importantly, use it. Let it drive you, let it strengthen you, let it remind you why you started in the first place. Because failure is not the opposite of success, it's the path to it. Keep going, keep pushing, and one day you'll look back and realize that every failure was fuel for your greatest achievements. Talent can open doors, but discipline keeps them open. You can have all the potential in the world, but without discipline, it means nothing. Dreams don't work unless you do. The people who achieve greatness are not just the ones with natural talent or good luck. They are the ones who show up every single day, who put in the work even when they don't feel like it, who commit to the process no matter how long it takes. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the difference between wishing for success and actually achieving it. Too many people get excited about a goal, but when the excitement fades, they stop. They start strong, but the moment things get hard, they give up. But discipline? Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It means pushing through the excuses, the distractions, the obstacles, and staying committed to the vision you set for yourself. The truth is, motivation will not always be there. You won't always feel inspired. There will be days when you're tired, when progress feels slow, when you question if all the effort is worth it. But discipline is what carries you through those moments. It's the commitment to keep going, to keep working, to keep striving, even when no one is watching, even when there's no immediate reward. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of discipline. Whether it's in your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth, the results you see are a reflection of the habits you practice daily. Success is not one big moment, it's the result of small, consistent efforts repeated over time. The late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the extra effort, those are what separate the great from the average. People often look at successful individuals and think they got there because of talent alone. But talent without discipline is wasted potential. The most successful people in any field are not necessarily the most gifted. They are the ones who outworked everyone else. They stayed focused when others got distracted. They practiced when others took breaks. They disciplined themselves when others relied on motivation. Discipline also means making the tough choices. It means saying no to things that don't serve your purpose. It means staying focused when distractions try to pull you away. It means understanding that every choice you make is either bringing you closer to your goals or pushing you further away. And discipline isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about being intentional with your time, setting priorities, and holding yourself accountable. It's about recognizing that your actions today shape your future tomorrow. So if you have a dream, don't just wish for it, work for it. Stay disciplined, stay committed, because in the end, the people who succeed are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Who you surround yourself with matters. The people in your life will either push you forward or pull you back. They will either encourage your growth or drain your energy. You cannot walk in your purpose if you are constantly weighed down by negativity, doubt, and people who do not believe in your vision. If you want to achieve something great, if you want to live with a higher purpose, you must be intentional about who you allow into your space. Energy is contagious. Spend enough time around people who complain, who make excuses, who settle for mediocrity, and eventually you will start thinking the same way. Their doubts will become your doubts. Their fears will become your fears. And before you know it, you'll be holding yourself back, not because you're not capable, but because you've let the wrong voices influence your mind. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who are driven, who are purpose-focused, who believe in growth and hard work, you rise to their level. They challenge you to be better. They inspire you to push past your limits. They remind you of your purpose when you forget. These are the kind of people you need in your life, people who don't just support your dreams but push you to reach higher than you ever thought possible. It's not about surrounding yourself with people who only tell you what you want to hear. It's about being around people who will tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear. People who will hold you accountable. People who won't let you settle for less than what you are capable of. The right people in your life won't just clap for you when you succeed. They'll challenge you when you're making excuses. They'll remind you of your strength when you feel weak. They'll pick you up when you fall, but they won't let you stay down. Take a look at the people around you. Are they helping you grow? Are they pushing you toward your purpose? Or are they keeping you stuck? If you want to go higher, you may have to let go of relationships that no longer serve your growth. That's not being selfish, that's being wise. Some people were only meant to be part of your journey for a season, not a lifetime. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to protect your energy. It's okay to choose your future over familiarity. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, people who make you think bigger, people who remind you that your dreams are possible. If you don't have those people around you yet, seek them out. Read books by people who have achieved what you aspire to. Listen to voices that motivate you. Put yourself in environments where growth is the standard. Because the truth is, success is never achieved alone. Purpose is never fulfilled in isolation. Who you walk with determines where you go. Choose your circle wisely and make sure they are leading you toward the future you were meant for. Your words have power, more than you realize. The things you say about yourself, about your dreams, about your future, shape your reality. Too many people speak negativity over their own lives without even realizing it. They say things like, "I'll never be successful," "I'm not good enough," or "nothing ever works out for me," and then they wonder why they stay stuck. If you keep speaking defeat, don't be surprised when life keeps giving you the same results. Your mind believes what you tell it. Your words create the atmosphere you live in. If all you do is talk about what's wrong, you will only see problems. If all you do is speak doubt, you will always feel uncertain. But if you start speaking life, if you start declaring possibility, faith, and strength, you will begin to see shifts in your mindset, in your actions, and eventually in your reality. Speaking life into your journey doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It means choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems. It means replacing doubt with faith. It means speaking about what you can do instead of what you can't. Every time you say, "I can't," you put a limit on yourself. But when you say, "I will find a way," you open the door to new possibilities. Think about the most successful people you admire. They didn't get to where they are by constantly speaking negativity over their lives. They spoke success before they ever saw it. They declared their vision before it became real. They believed in their dreams even when no one else did. That's the kind of mindset you need to cultivate. The words you speak also influence the people around you. If you constantly speak life, you will attract people who do the same. If you're always negative, you'll find yourself surrounded by negativity. The energy you put out is the energy that comes back to you. That's why it's so important to not only speak life over yourself, but also over others. Encourage people, inspire them, lift them up with your words. Because when you make a habit of spreading positivity, it comes back to you in ways you can't even imagine. And when challenges come, and they will, your words will determine how you handle them. Will you say, "This is too hard, I give up"? Or will you say, "This is tough, but I will get through it"? The way you talk about your struggles shapes how you overcome them. Every great success story includes setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt, but the ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to let negativity control their narrative. Start speaking life into your dreams. Start declaring your success before it happens. Start telling yourself that you are capable, strong, and worthy. Because when you change the way you speak, you change the way you think. And when you change the way you think, you change your life. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Unlike money, status, or possessions, once time is gone, you can never get it back. Yet too many people waste it waiting for the right moment, procrastinating on their dreams, spending their days on things that don't align with their purpose. If you want to live with a higher purpose, you have to start treating your time like it matters. Because it does. Every second you spend is a decision. Are you investing in your growth, your dreams, your future, or are you letting distractions and meaningless activities steal your time? The truth is, the life you want is built in the moments that others take for granted. The hours you spend learning, working, improving yourself. That's where success is created. Not in the big dramatic moments, but in the small choices you make every single day. You cannot afford to waste time, not because you need to rush, but because your purpose is too important to put on hold. Too many people tell themselves, "I'll start tomorrow," but tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year. And before they know it, they look back and realize they spent their whole life waiting instead of living. Stop waiting. Stop thinking you have all the time in the world. You don't. None of us do. Every great person who has ever achieved something meaningful understood this. They treated time like a gift. They didn't waste it on negativity, on fear, on distractions that didn't serve them. They used every moment to build something greater. That doesn't mean you can't rest. It doesn't mean you have to be in constant motion. It means being intentional. It means recognizing that time spent with loved ones, time spent growing, time spent serving others, that is time well spent. But time spent doubting yourself, worrying about what others think, engaging in things that don't align with your purpose, that's time wasted. Look at how you're spending your days. Are your actions leading you toward your goals, or are they keeping you stuck? Because the life you want isn't built in some distant future. It's built in the choices you make right now. Success is not about luck. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity. It's about being disciplined with your time, making the most of every single day, and refusing to let distractions steal what matters most. And here's the truth. Time will pass whether you use it wisely or not. 5 years from now, you will either be closer to your dreams or further away. The difference will be in how you chose to spend your time. So start today. Start now. Prioritize what matters, cut out what doesn't. Because you don't get time back. And when you live with urgency, when you treat time like the gift that it is, you will move with purpose, with passion, and with the kind of focus that leads to greatness. Your life is not an accident. You were placed here for a reason, with a purpose greater than yourself. But purpose is not something you stumble upon. It's something you must choose every single day. It's found in faith, in resilience, in service, in discipline. It's found in the people you surround yourself with, the words you speak, and the way you use your time. Fear will try to stop you. Failure will test you. Distractions will tempt you to settle for less. But if you stay committed to the vision, if you keep pushing forward despite the obstacles, if you refuse to let anything or anyone, including yourself, hold you back, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Your purpose is waiting. The question is, will you step into it? Will you move with faith instead of fear? Will you choose growth over comfort? Will you be disciplined when motivation fades? Will you give more than you take? Will you speak life, lift others, and make the most of the time you've been given? The world doesn't need more people who play it safe. It needs people who are willing to stand up, step out, and live boldly in their calling. It needs people who are willing to believe, to work, to persevere. It needs you to show up as the person you were created to be. So don't wait, don't hesitate, start now, live with purpose. Because when you do, you don't just change your own life, you change the lives of everyone around you. And that's what true success is all about.